The sad thing is we have to have this decision tree in our brains.
How do you navigate this safely?
Right. How do you get through this conversation with somebody older than you?
Right.
So let's say you're 17.
Mm-hmm.
What is the age cutoff that you have to start saying yes, ma'am, no, ma'am, yes, sir, no, sir, cousin so-and-so, auntie so-and-so? So let's say somebody is 25 and you're 17.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have to call them Auntie Joni or Auntie? Do you have to do that? Are you the one who starts the best conversations on Facebook, WhatsApp, or in the group chat? If so, this is the podcast for you. Hi, I'm Eva.
And I'm Don, and welcome to Chat and Bother. This is a 15-minute podcast where we start conversations and you and your circle finish them. So go ahead and share this episode with a friend or family member so they can listen to it and you can talk about it together.
Good morning.
And good morning.
Do you feel like our generation is extremely formal compared to kids now, or even the generation right after us, the millennials?
I think in some aspects we definitely are.
More formal. Like I grew up in the South where you say yes ma'am and no ma'am.
Right.
And my parents aren't from here, but in their culture you say yes mommy, no mommy, yes mom, no mom. Because if you just say yes, you say yes, you're gonna hear yes who? Yes dog, yes cat. Like that's the you never want to hear that because you don't know what mood they were in, because yes, and then that's the end of it. You're being smart or you're being insolent.
Yeah,
and speak to them that way.
And that wasn't just the Caribbean. Like that was here too. Like if I responded back to my mom like, yeah, it was a, who are you talking to?
Well, yeah, you just don't want to make it through the day. I couldn't imagine saying yeah, because you can't finish that with anything. You can't say yeah, mom. Nope, because that's going to sound like you being funny.
Yeah, I'd
so
be
you
lucky.
Can say yes with the hard S and not say nothing else?
No, it was a yes, mom.
Oh, okay. It's been...
And my cousins in the South, it was yes, ma'am, yes, sir.
Yes.
I didn't say yes, sir to their dad once, to one of my uncles once, and my cousins, like, the music screeched. They were like, oh, Lord.
But did they go ahead and say, oh, well, he's from up north. He might not know. Okay,
yeah.
They gave you a pass.
Yeah.
I would go to my friends' homes and they would say yes, full stop. No other words came behind that. And I would be like, y'all could just do that?
You ain't gonna get hit.
That's the end of it? It's just yes? They ask you a question. What is your response when they say, so did you clean your room? And you did not hear them. What do you say?
What you say, Mom?
There you go. You need a whole sentence. You can't say what? Or what did you say?
Like if my mom is 2 rooms away, she's coming in the room.
She's coming through. She's like...
Just to make sure she puts eyes on whoever said that.
Right. Or that you were not like kidnapped or like body snatched or something. You're not being held hostage and not able to complete what you're trying to say. Right. You're in some sort of danger. Right. And if you're not in danger, you're going to be in danger. If you just, can you imagine?
Because she had to drop whatever she was doing to come in there. Mm-hmm.
Or she held on to whatever she was doing. If it was a fly swatter or maybe a shoe, or maybe she picked up something to come in the room.
Spatula is coming with.
It's coming with. Just in case you lost your mind somewhere. My kids don't say what. They don't say what.
No.
But they say yes, mom, and no, mom less than they used to. And I don't know that I freak out like I did when they were younger.
Yeah.
Sometimes if you're having a conversation, it sounds ridiculous now that every time they have an affirmative or a negative answer, yes, mom, no, mom, yes, mom, no, mom, yes, mom, no. It sounds dumb now.
A couple of months ago, I watched an NBA player do a press conference. He's a Nigerian American NBA player, and his mom called in the middle of a press conference. Yes, mommy. Yes, mommy. Now, this guy is 6'10", every bit of 6'10". But you could hear all the deference and respect that you could muster up. The whole press corps is waiting for him.
Yes.
While he is, yes, mommy.
I get it.
Yes, mommy.
Because if you're saying yes, you're not talking to a parent, an aunt, an uncle, none of that. None of it.
No.
Speaking of aunts and uncles, how did you address them?
Ma'am?
If you had to say their names, how did you address them?
Aunt so-and-so or uncle.
So what if there was an adult? See, the sad thing is we have to have this decision tree in our brains.
How do you navigate this safely?
Right. How do you get through this conversation with somebody older than you?
Right.
So let's say you're 17.
Mm-hmm.
What is the age cutoff that you have to start saying yes, ma'am, no, ma'am, yes, sir, no, sir, cousin so-and-so, auntie so-and-so? So let's say somebody is 25 and you're 17.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have to call them Auntie Joni or Auntie? Do you have to do that?
Nah, not if they're that close to you.
So what's the age? What is the age gap that they become?
If they could have had you.
If they can give birth to you?
Yeah.
Okay, that's a good...
Yeah.
That is very good. That's really, really good.
Yeah, because I mean,
like it.
You know, there's some weird cutoffs and weird breaks in generations and things like that.
Yeah, because you'll be 15, they're 30.
Right.
Like, what do you... They still could have had you.
Right.
This is this, you know?
Right.
Okay, so if there's like... It depends on where you are in the spectrum. And if you started calling them auntie or cousin, you can't stop.
Right.
So if you called them cousin so-and-so at 15...
Right.
Just because you get to 30, they're now 45.
Right.
You still got to keep your wits
Keep
about
it up.
you.
Yeah.
Don't get choked. So we got to figure out what that is. There's got to be some sort of formula.
If you are within 13 to 15 years of their age,
Then that's that gray area where you have to decide. Or if
you
they
need to work
tell
it
you-
out with them.
Yes, they'll tell you, don't call me such and such, or don't call me this, that, and the third.
Right.
And that was something that freaked me out when I got older, because I was so used to saying yes, ma'am, and yes, sir. And then people would be like, I ain't ma'am. What is that even?
Don't
you
call
know,
me that.
I'm not 80. You're older than me. What am I? So then I'm like, yes. I don't know what else to say. Like it's something missing.
Some of my dad's friends or my mom's friends, they try to be all cool and say, oh, just call me Tom.
I'm not
and
calling you nothing.
I'm looking at my mom.
And your mom was
my
like,
dad.
You better not call him Tom. You better not.
Try.
See how that go. Don't do that. Our kids' aunt said, just call me Ray.
Yeah.
They still can't do it. Like they try, but it's so like
they're scared.
They're afraid. I'm like, she told you to do it, so I'm not gonna say nothing to you. But there's still this, there's a respect, I think, where it's like I call my Rudy Poop friends by their first name.
Right.
You are important to me, and you are older, and you deserve respect. So I think it's like, how do I
show respect to you without?
Yes.
Without
some sort of auntie or miss or something has to go in front of that.
They don't want to give my little friend
because you
to
never
somebody
know.
they respect.
You never know what day they're gonna say, I ain't one of your little friends.
Right.
You don't know what day that's gonna be.
But you know they can pull that card.
They could pull that card whenever they feel like it. So you don't know. See, that's the uncertainty that we grew up with.
Right.
That the kids experience a little bit now, but they have teachers that want them to call them by their first name.
Which is so weird.
That's insanity. Because we always had to say Miss, Mr., Professor, like they were formal in those settings, but it's not like that now. And I think it's hard for me to adjust.
Oh yeah.
One of Eden's teachers, I was like, what did you just call your teacher? And she told me the name. And I was like, is that the first name or the last name? She's like, no, that's just the name. You know what?
The name.
If that's all right, cool. But ma'am.
Does this affect your grade?
Yeah, like, are you going to get cussed out? You going to get in trouble?
Will this person write you a recommendation?
Right. Are you being disrespectful? Are you being nasty? If not, fine. But every now and then, I still need to hear yes, mommy, no, mommy. I need that to make sure that you ain't lost your mind. And they asked me, when can we stop calling you mommy?
When is that?
And I was like, so what are you looking to call me? We just want to say mom. Okay. Never. Do you hear me?
What?
That will never take place. So I said, your cousin is almost 30. What does he call his mother? And then the conversation was over. I said, and his mother, what does she call her mother?
What I love about it is he's every bit of 6'2", 6'3", 240.
Yeah.
And his mom is every bit of 5'4".
Yes. Probably less than that, because we getting old now.
Right.
And her mother, yes, mommy, and her mother when she's talking to her mother. We don't, and I don't know that it's gotten too far away from that. But I think the constant, like you might say, yes, mom, like at the beginning of the conversation, but then if you're having a conversation back and forth, and I think it's because we talk to children more. It sounds ridiculous to just constantly be going, yes, mommy, yes, mommy, yes, mommy, when you're having a, not friend, but a friendly conversation.
Right.
It's very hard if you're constantly being formal to have a connection with your parent.
Yeah, because I see in that relationship, her daughters, they chat a lot more. And the respect is there, but it's just, I don't hear it as pronounced.
Right. So they'll start the conversation with yes, mommy. And then the bar has been set.
Right.
The respect is there.
Respect is laid down.
And now we can finish this conversation out. Right. Without me having to say 16 words to just let you know that I respect your place.
Right.
This is one of my favorite stories.
Okay.
So when we started dating, I have a son.
Yeah.
He, at the time, was 2, going on 3.
Yeah.
And I'm raising him as a single mom. So he has those formalities, those yes, mommy, he has everything that I grew up with. He's not in school, like school. He's in daycare. So he's not imprinted with much of anything else other than what he gets at home.
Right.
At the time, his babysitter was my cousin's wife. So he's also hearing and reinforcing the same thing. When he meets you, we're dating, so you can't be Uncle so-and-so because that's just weird.
Creepy, right?
You can't be Mr. so-and-so because in my mind, that's giving, mommy's boyfriend. You know, that weird kind of, she out with Mr. Charlie. Like, I didn't want... I didn't want that nasty, greasy feeling.
We went to Golden Corral with Mr. Charlie.
He took us for lunch.
I got a sundae.
I didn't like it. It just felt gross. You were just like, you just call me Don. No, he can't. That's absolutely never going to work.
I was like, okay.
Okay. Because he is 2. And he is not calling a grown man by his first name. That's just not a thing. So we decided on
Wilson.
And now I love hearing him say it. It was so cute when he was little because he had a little speech impediment.
And it's called Wilson. It was like WIWSON.
Wilson. And he continues to call you that today.
And to me, that is music to my ears when I hear it.
Yeah.
I wanted him to call me Dad when he was growing up. But then once he started calling me that, I wanted him to call me Wilson.
Yeah. It was like, because that's weird. That's
like, we tried it. That's cool,
But, I guess.
I mean, I didn't correct him or change it, any of that. It was just like, okay, whatever he called me, But
it's between a rock and a hard place because how do you explain that to your friends? Because I think one of his friends asked him, why do you call him Wilson? Why do you do that? So then he started, if he would describe you to his friends, he would say, this is my dad.
Right.
And, when he's talking with you, just you.
Right.
It's Wilson.
Yeah.
And then the little ones never, did they ever ask? No, that was just
what he called them.
Yeah. They never tried to call you that.
Right.
And our friends, because those are our siblings, they call them Auntie and Uncle.
Right.
It's sometimes Miss or Mr., but it's always their first name.
Yeah.
So yeah, they have the formality. They do. And I wonder if their kids are going to have that.
They'll have their own brand of it. This generation is getting a little less formal.
Yeah.
But, even like you said, our friends, our uncles to them or aunties to them, they'll still tell, hey, no, that's Auntie so-and-so, that's Uncle
and they'll
so-and-so.
introduce them that way. Right. So it's not, you have to call them this. This is just the way that things are.
Right.
All right. So the question is, how formal did you grow up? Were you able to, because our kids are scared to even say our first names to other people.
David's 18 and just realized what his grandmother's first name was.
Yes. He sent us that meme like, this is my face when I realized what my mom's real name was. Like, what? How would he even do a family tree? He doesn't know anybody's.
I was like, wait,
You don't
You
know
are
her
a
name?
grown man. Like, you can register to go and fight for our country, but you don't know your grandmother's name?
No. And then Eden asked me the other day, she asked me, could she say my name to somebody? And I'm like, how else are they going to know it? Well, I didn't know. She whispers it. I'm like, girl, it's okay. You can. All right, last thing before we go, because I got to go to work and you got to go to work.
Okay.
We had an exchange student growing up.
Oh.
Her name was the same as my mother's first name.
Oh.
I was terrified to say this child's name in our house.
Like, hey, you, come here.
Like, I'll be like, hey. Or I'd go up to her and make sure she was paying attention.
Look me in the face.
Look me
I have
in the
things to
face
say
so
to
I can
you.
start talking to you. Because I can't just yell your name across the house. Because that's not possible.
That's like having somebody in your house named Boogeyman.
Yeah, like, or Candyman. Can't say it. Don't do it. But yeah, I could not yell out her name at any point. Because that's my mama's name.
She gonna catch it.
I didn't know. And I don't think my mother would have done anything.
No.
But the fear was inside of me. Can I tell you how, because I was always on pins and needles, just because that was her name. Exchange student stays for about a year.
Right.
Y'all, she stayed for 2.5 years. I was like, you're going to college? You're going to college?
Wow.
I was like, I'm never gonna be able to say your name. I mean, she was like one of my best friends at the time. She was fantastic, absolutely fantastic, and super, super smart. She probably could have stayed there her whole life. Like, she could have just stayed with us.
Wow.
Yeah, her sister came for a little while. Like, she's super awesome. But anyway, I gotta go to work.
And I gotta go to work.
Get on Facebook, Instagram, because we're gonna start asking questions, and tell us how formal your family is, or how formal you are with your kids, how formal your kids have to be if you have kids, how formal your nieces and nephews are with you. All right, talk to you later. Bye.
Thank you for joining us for Chat and Bother. Go ahead and like our Facebook page and share this episode with people that you want to chat with or just feel like bothering, or both. Visit our website, chatandbother.com, for our episode guide and other ways to connect with us. Take care.